Welcome to AMSA UTAR. In conjunction with Virtual AMSA Health Day, we will be uploading a series of videos related to sex education.
Here's a list of our videos that will be uploaded on a weekly basis. Each video comes with a quiz, and you can get a 10 ringgit Grab voucher as a reward of completing the quiz.
Please act fast because we are only giving out 50 vouchers per quiz.
Do remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications so you won't miss out of any of our videos or quizzes.
Before we proceed to the video content, we would like to express our utmost gratitude to Public Bank Berhad for sponsoring this video.
Baby is meant to be a gift to us, something we need to treasure upon, not to discard away. So, why is such a tragedy so common in our society? First, let us learn about how a baby is formed. Babies are offspring of humans through conception. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, conception is the process of a male and a female sex cells joining and causing a baby to form. To be more specific, conception occurs when a male sperm cell travels up through the vagina into the uterus and fertilizes a female egg cell found in the fallopian tube, and at the end of the process, a female may become pregnant.
Well, before everything gets started, a male and a female need to be involved in the act of sexual intercourse in order to undergo sexual reproduction. During sexual intercourse, about 250 million sperms enter the vagina. Next, the sperm must pass through the cervix and open into the uterus. Usually, the cervix remains closed, but here, it is open for a few days while the woman ovulates. Inside, the uterus muscular contractions helps to project the sperm towards the egg. Inside the fallopian tube, tiny cilia pushes the egg towards the uterus.
Each sperm has a long tail to propel it, so it's well equipped to swim up to the fallopian tube. Ironically, not all of the million sperms make it as far as the fallopian tube. In fact, most of them die, slip out of the vagina, or get lost along the way. At the end of the journey, only around 200 sperms arrive at the site of the egg. On the other side, the female gamete, which is known as ova, or eggs, are produced and stored in the ovaries.
From the onset of puberty until sometime in their 40s, an egg matures and is positioned to meet with a sperm cell in the fallopian tubes every 28 days. This is known as ovulation. This monthly release of an egg that is ready to be fertilized is part of the female's menstrual cycle.
What follows up next is fertilization. Fertilization is the fusion of haploid gametes from egg and sperm to form the diploid zygote. Together, all the sperms attack the egg. The egg is covered with a layer of cells called the corona radiata. The sperm must push through this layer to reach the outer layer of the egg, the zona pellucida.
When the sperm reaches the zona pellucida, they attach to specialized sperm protein receptors on the surface, initiating the release of digestive enzymes from acrosomes. This is known as an acrosomal reaction, and the sperm burrows into the layer.
Soon after, the membranes of the egg and sperm fuse, allowing the sperm nuclei to enter. In this long journey, all the sperms swim against the odds and compete with each other. Their only goal is to be the first one to enter and fertilize the egg.
The zona reaction then takes place, where the sperm and egg plasma membrane initiate calcium ion influx into the egg. Cortical granules are released from the egg to digest the zona pellucida proteins, so other sperms can no longer bind to them. Hyaluronic acid and other proteoglycans are released as well, which causes the egg to be hydrated and swollen, hence pushing the other sperms away.
The fertilized egg is now called the zygote. The zygote begins to divide into hundreds of cells. Besides that, the cells start to organize themselves into primary germ layers.
Over the course of the next 7 days, the human embryo undergoes multiple cell divisions in a process called mitosis. At the end of this transition period, the embryo becomes a mass of very organized cells called a blastocyst.
Once the embryo reaches the blastocyst stage, approximately 5 to 6 days after fertilization, it hatches out of its zona pellucida and begins the process of implantation in the uterus, where it typically implants in a richer uterine lining, growing and maturing for 9 months until it forms a complete, healthy baby.
All in all, conception is very important for the survival of humans. It facilitates evolution by providing genetic variants among offspring and ultimately lead to continuance of human species. As mentioned above, baby dumping cases are getting more prevalent in Malaysia. So how do we tackle this misery? As the adage goes, prevention is better than cure. The main approach is to debunk the myth of contraception and have the correct concept of it.
According to the Cambridge Dictionary, contraception is defined as the use of any of various methods intended to prevent a woman from becoming pregnant. For sure, a woman cannot get pregnant if a man's sperm does not reach the ovum. It isn't unfamiliar for us to look for birth control, as all the contraceptive products are easily accessible in pharmacies, supermarkets, or even groceries.
Have you ever thought of how these contraceptive products worked? What are the mechanisms that underlie them? Frankly speaking, contraception tries to stop pregnancy by keeping the egg and sperm apart, stopping egg production, or by stopping the combined sperm and egg, fertilized egg, from attaching to the lining of the womb. I will further explain each of these methods in detail later on.
The first and most accessible contraceptive method is the condom. The latex and plastic condoms prevent pregnancy, HIV, as well as STDs for any form of intercourse, for example, vaginal, oral, and anal. Nevertheless, natural or lambskin condoms don't protect us from STDs as they are made of lamb intestines, which have tiny openings like human skin. Physicians recommend using water-based lubricants instead of oil-based lubricants as they may weaken and damage the condom. The other type is a condom pre-coated with spermicide, which kills sperm.
Majority of us think condoms are only available for males. That is not the truth. CDC asserted that female condoms can be inserted up to 8 hours before sexual intercourse and they may prevent STD. Narration for procedures of using female condom correctly. Number 1. Before using, we must check the expiry date. Number 2. Then, take out the condom carefully from the packet so that it will not get torn. Number 3. The sides of inner ring at the closed end of the condom are squeezed. Number 4. Find the position you are comfortable with, for instance, lying, squatting, or standing with one foot on a chair to insert the condom into your vagina using your finger, just like inserting a tampon. Number 5. Take note that the condom must be put as far back as possible. The outer ring will hang around an inch outside the body. Number 6. When all are set and you are ready for sex, use your hand to guide your partner's penis into the condom. Number 7. After having sex, twist the outer ring and remove it by pulling out.
The second birth control method is to insert an IUD into the uterus. Levonorgestrel intrauterine system (LNG IUD) is a T-shaped device that stays in the uterus for 3 to 6 years. It releases a small amount of progestin every day, in turn preventing pregnancy. Likewise, copper T intrauterine device (IUD) can stay in the uterus for up to 10 years. The copper alters the cervical mucus, resulting in difficulty for sperm to reach an egg. The device could be inserted at any time as long as not during pregnancy, and it can be taken out at any time by a specially trained doctor or nurse. It protects against pregnancy for 5 to 10 years, and it is more convenient as it is not affected by medicines and does not interrupt sex. However, it does bring disadvantages like heavier, longer, and more painful periods, ineffective against STI, and could lead to pelvic infection in certain cases.
Let us take a look at the hormonal methods for contraception. To start with, the most popular method, the pill, or combined oral contraceptives. These pills contain artificial estrogen and progesterone. The pill has over 99% effectiveness when taken correctly. That is to say, taking one pill every day continuously for 21 days, then stopping for 1 week when females have uterine bleeding similar to a period. One should take the pill again after 1 week. The most important point is to take the pill around the same time every day. The partner is still advised to wear a condom to prevent STIs, as pills do not help prevent STIs.
Now, we move on to the contraceptive injection or shots. This is useful for women who always forget to take pills. However, it does require women to remember to have a repeat injection before it expires or becomes ineffective. So, how does it work? The progestogen is steadily released into bloodstream and thus ovulation is inhibited.
Let us take a glance at contraceptive patch. It is a small sticky patch that releases hormones into your body through your skin to prevent pregnancy. One can put it on the lower abdomen, buttocks, or upper body, but never on the breasts. The way it works is the same as the pills and shots we have just discussed. Again, like the pills, apply the first patch and wear it for 7 days. On the 8th day, change the patch to a new one. Change it like this every week for 3 weeks, and then have a patch-free week to allow menstrual period.
Another hormonal method is a single, thin rod that is inserted under the skin of a woman's upper arm, called contraceptive implant. The rod contains a progestin that is released into the body over 3 years. It is more than 99% effective for contraception and used by women who cannot use contraception that contains estrogen.
Here comes to the last hormonal method, the vaginal ring. It is a small, soft plastic ring that you place inside your vagina. You can't continue to have sex when the ring is in place. One is advised to discuss with doctor on the best time for using vaginal ring and how to insert and remove it.
Now, we turn our focus to the permanent methods of birth control. You can undergo surgical or non-surgical procedures for sterilization if you are sure that you do not want to have children anymore. For both men and women, there are some considerations before taking your tubes tied. That is, this method won't affect the menstrual cycle because it is non-hormonal. Men can still have erection and ejaculation as usual, just like before sterilization procedures. It does not lower the sex drive in men, as it is a very safe and effective birth control.
For a vasectomy, small incision is made in the upper part of the man's scrotum. The vas deferens, carrying sperm into the semen, are cut apart and then tied off. The incision is closed with stitches. This surgery takes place when you are awake, and not to worry, local anesthesia will be given to you to numb the area. After surgery, men can still produce semen, but it does not contain sperm, and thus pregnancy is prevented.
For women's permanent birth control, tubal ligation. It's a surgical procedure that permanently prevents an egg from traveling to the uterus. It also prevents fertilization by blocking sperm from entering the fallopian tube, which is the usual place for fertilization as mentioned in the conception part. 1 or 2 small incisions are made in the abdomen. The fallopian tubes are clipped, tied, and/or cauterized, sealed shut.
Most of us are not aware of nonsurgical permanent birth control. The Escher procedure, or hysteroscopic sterilization, is less invasive and non-surgical alternative to tubal ligation. The fallopian tubes are plugged up and small metal spring inserts are placed in the fallopian tubes. Tissue will build up around them after the inserts, eventually blocking the entryway for sperm.
The last method of birth control, which is 100% effective, is abstinence. Any form of sexes like vaginal, oral, and anal are not carried out. Since there are no sexual intercourse, pregnancy is not possible. Thanks for watching. Please remember to try out the quiz in the description box, as you've got a chance to win a 10 ringgit Grab voucher upon completion.
If you think this video is helpful, please don't forget to like and share it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below and turn on the notifications. See you in our next video.